In a world that celebrates success, failure is often treated as a stain. We are societally programmed to fear it, to run from it. But one man, by changing a single word, completely redefined the meaning of collapse. He didn't say, "I failed." He said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." This is not just a quote. This is a life philosophy, the source code for some of humanity's greatest breakthroughs. Thomas Edison, the greatest inventor of the 19th century, viewed failure not as a stopping point, but as valuable data. He understood that the path to success is always paved with countless non-working ways, and that relentless iteration is the true secret. The story of the electric light bulb, the very symbol of modern civilization, is the ultimate proof of this philosophy. It is the story of a man who fought not against an opponent, but against the darkness of impossibility itself. In the 1870s, light was a dangerous and expensive luxury. People used oil lamps and gas lights. They were messy, prone to explosion, and dim. Electric lamps had been invented by other scientists, but they were disastrous failures. They were too expensive, lasted only minutes, or were too bright, risking eye damage. Edison's goal was not just to create light. His goal was to create an artificial sun, a comprehensive lighting system that was safe, cheap, and could completely replace gaslight, illuminating every home in the world. An unimaginable goal. Leading scientists of the time mocked him. They called the filament light bulb project a waste of matter and anti-science. One famous newspaper publicly called Edison's project a great scientific joke. Financial pressure, time constraints, and global skepticism weighed heavily on his Menlo Park laboratory. Edison didn't need external rivals. His enemies were the thousands of undiscovered materials, the harsh laws of physics, and his own potential discouragement. He had to find a single material that could withstand high temperatures, glow brightly, yet be fragile enough to be almost invisible, a perfect filament. And so, the relentless hunt began. In the laboratory that never slept, Edison and his team tested every material known to man. They tested metals, expensive platinum, rare iridium, and hundreds of other alloys. They all failed. They melted. They burned out too quickly. He tested plants, leaves, human hair, beards, and even ground charcoal from coffee grounds. This process was far from glamorous. It was a cruel and monotonous repetition. Test, fail, document, retest. When they had already tested hundreds of materials, a reporter asked Edison, "Don't you feel defeated, having thrown thousands of dollars and years into things that don't work?" And Edison replied with his immortal quote, "He didn't feel defeated at all. For him, every failed material was a step forward. I have eliminated one way that won't work. I am one step closer to success." He tested about 6,000 different types of vegetable matter. He tested over 1,600 types of carbon compounds. He endured thousands of sleepless nights, where the smell of burnt materials mixed with black coffee. That perseverance was not meaningless stubbornness. It was strategic persistence. Based on the ironclad belief that the answer always existed, he just needed the patience to find it. After many disappointments, Edison finally found a promising material, carbonized cotton thread. A normal cotton thread, heat-treated in a vacuum environment to turn it into pure carbon. On a night in October 1879, after fitting this hair-thin filament into the vacuum bulb, Edison flipped the switch. The entire laboratory held its breath. The light didn't flare up violently like the previous bulbs. It glowed softly, a warm yellow, and most importantly, it didn't immediately go out. That whole night, Edison and his colleagues sat in silence, staring at the first light of the modern age. It burned continuously for 40 hours, then 100 hours. Finally, a carbonized bamboo fiber helped Edison's bulb burn continuously for over 1,200 hours. This was a victory that did not come from a single stroke of genius, but the triumph of 10,000 iterations, of thousands of hours of non-stop work. Edison proved that greatness is not about avoiding failure, but about the ability to transform failure into an indispensable part of the process towards success. Edison's story teaches us that the difference between successful and unsuccessful people is not the number of times they get knocked down, but how they define that knockdown. When you face a business project that consistently loses money, a creative idea that gets rejected, or a skill you just can't master, remember the Menlo Park Laboratory. Every time you are rejected, you have eliminated one ineffective way of writing a job application. Every time you encounter a code error, you have eliminated a non-working algorithm. Every time you stumble, you have eliminated a flawed strategy. Failure is not the final result. It is a stage. It is information. It is fuel. If you give up after the 9,999th failure, you risk missing the carbonized filament waiting for you at the 10,000th attempt. Don't let the fear of failure stop you from finding those 10,000 ways that won't work, because it is precisely those ways that will light the path to your true victory. If you are in the midst of your own 10,000 attempts, share in the comments. How many non-working ways have you found so far? How close are you to finding your own filament? Don't forget to subscribe so we continue to learn from those who turn failure into the greatest source of light.